Alrighty, so today we are watching the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours. Now, I have not actually watched this for my retrospective yet, so this is the first time I'm seeing this in, probably a decade? Maybe more?
Probably the same for me. I used to watch the first and second one a lot. The third one I've only seen once because when I saw it, I was so excited for it that when it came out and the entire, 90% of it was 2D, it made me angry, so I didn't watch it again. But I'm going to give it a second chance now.
I have just a vague memory of all of these.
The third one I have the vaguest memories of. It is certainly the one that sticks in the mind the least.
I know it's kind of like a weird villain that doesn't want to be a villain, but he becomes a villain sort of deal. I don't think he's...
I remember the villain, and that's about it.
I just didn't care for... as a kid, I don't think I was even, really gathering anything from it because I was just too distracted by the fact that they weren't going back to Jimmy's world. And I was like, why are they staying here? What do you think of the Power Hours, Chris? What's your history with them?
Oh, shit. I was super excited for the first one. It was like a fucking... I don't even know how to explain it. It was just crazy. It was not something I ever expected. I know it sounds weird to be... that I was that excited for these shows, but, I liked them both. I really liked Fairly Odd Parents, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was cool. It was cool that this was a thing that happened.
I think somewhere down the lines, whoever pitched the idea just had to have realized how perfect it was, how happy of a coincidence it was that it's two shows where switching them around would be interesting because of how different the art styles are. One of them's named Jimmy, the other one's Timmy. One's magic, one's science. It is perfect. It is probably the best idea for a crossover episode ever made.
I remember the marketing for Endgame. They're the most anticipated crossover, and I'm like, oh, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. What are you talking about?
I think I've seen crossovers that I have liked more. It's such a weird one. I love the Simpsons and Critic crossover because it's why that? But it's still such a good episode.
It's just a good episode of The Simpsons.
As a kid, I had no idea that The Critic was even a TV show. I just thought that was a normal episode of The Simpsons, but... Yeah, but in terms of a concept for a crossover, I think the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours are perfect. I think 1 and 2 both take interesting approaches where 1, it's just switching the two characters around, cutting back and forth. And then for the second one, it's okay, let's not only have more characters switch art styles, but it's just kind of following one big story now. It's not just It's not just 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, or I guess 11 minutes probably. Because I think it was each of them were treated 11-minute episodes, split up into 4 commercial breaks,
Yeah, and it's not crossovers were new to me or anything. I was one of those kids that favorite game was Marvel vs. Capcom. I read comic books. So the excitement for this was higher than even that. And that's blasphemous for some people.
Cosmo, Wanda, I wish Cronker was fucking dead.
They can't do that.
But you'll lose us forever. Go, fine, I accept. Kill him.
Take Vicky with you.
Just becomes Death Note. He's writing down all the people he wants to
kill. Cosmo, Wanda, I wish for the Death Note.
I would watch Butch Hartman's Death Note. Because, he has a very specific set of humor, and that would be I want to see how that would be in Death Note.
I think there's fan art like that somewhere, of, Death Note, but in Butch Hartman's style.
It did give me Fairly Odd Parents vibes the first time I watched it.
Death Note?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think the Timmy model would have been better if they didn't make the eyes pop out?
No.
Do you think that was needed?
Yes. I don't know, here's the thing. Timmy doesn't look good, but I think that's part of the episode.
Uh-huh.
You just want to see him in the Jimmy Neutron style, even if it's a little weird, even if you look at it and go, okay, that doesn't work. It's just interesting seeing him in this style.
I think it's... I honestly gotta think it might be the mouth more than the eyes, though. His mouth opens up way wider than any character.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool, though, to see, like, a almost literal translation, though.
Yeah. I think... I mean, I loved this.
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't my mini laser.
I do remember this, that Jimmy was able to tell that that wasn't his thing, and Timmy, when he finds a pen, isn't able to tell. Yeah, I do like that detail to establish how, like, the difference of intelligence between Jimmy and Timmy. Jimmy can immediately tell it's not his thing, and Timmy can't tell at all.
My name's not Jimmy, it's Timmy.
You scientifically altered the first letter of your name?
You don't have to scientifically alter that. You can just alter that.
It's a very technical process, Mitzi.
Yeah.
You have to know advanced quadratic formulas.
Damn.
Look at this mess. Honestly, Jimmy.
How does this woman not recognize her own son? Like, how do you know that? How do you not know that's not your son?
Like, Jimmy and Timmy don't really look alike. They have brown hair.
Mighty Mom! Superpowered defender of domestic order!
See, this is the type of thing Hugh usually gets up to. It's kind of funny that they gave it to his mom.
Yeah.
Into your spandex leotards, Lint Boy! We've got to scour this town of evil!
Alright, so now we need a spin-off of this.
It'd been better than Planet Sheen. Yeah, no, Jimmy's parents are way more endearing characters than Timmy's.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's kind of part of the story in Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah, I think it works in Fairly Odd Parents.
Hey, that's not Neutron. The head's too small. And that overbite could crack open a sea turtle.
The first two characters to be smart enough.
I think it's interesting that when they animated Timmy into this world, they still gave him, like, the shoes connected to the pants.
Yeah.
Like, no, Timmy, you don't get shoes.
This is what happens when you play the PS5.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Lint Boy, quick! To the mom lair!
Now you're talking. Hey!
What did he think the mom lair was?
Listen, Jimmy's mom owns a cage for him.
Oh yeah, I feel like it is very much canon that the Neutrons are fucking kinky.
We're still gonna kick your butt at the science fair tomorrow.
Actually, AJ did a better job cloning himself than Jimmy did.
Jimmy created evil Jimmy.
But also cool Jimmy.
You know, it is highly believable he wouldn't be able to tell his own child, though.
Yeah, no, this guy I believe.
Jimmy, it works more in character for them, but also I'd say Jimmy in 2D looks more like Timmy than Timmy in 3D looks like Jimmy.
This is an interesting photo to stop on.
He's gonna do an experiment. He's very serious about it.
Because, like, if you took out the crown, right? This is a rather sus picture.
Like, Jimmy's face helps, too.
Yeah. You could have been, like, one of those overreaction channels that, like, recolors Cosmo and gets rid of the crown and went, the evilest things Jimmy did, and this is the thumbnail.
Goddard was once a real dog, and Jimmy did something horrible to him.
See, that sounds like some bullshit creepypasta. It's like the lost episode of Jimmy Neutron where they reveal Goddard is a real dog.
Jimmy coma theory?
Very well. Since you're clearly Timmy Turner, here's your daily F!
It's funny to hear a Butch Hartman joke come from Jimmy Neutron.
See, that's too fast-paced a joke for them to do in the Jimmy Neutron animation style.
Right.
You still have to do your science fair project, which you haven't even started.
Like almost Spanish flea in the background.
You know what just hit me? Why does the principal keep letting Mr. Cronker have his job? Like,
Sympathy.
he's clearly not good at it, and he spends half his work hours doing this shit.
It's his passion.
I'm just surprised he hasn't been fired yet, is all I'm saying.
It's very hard to find new teachers.
You know what? That's fair.
Okay, but like, how does he have a full scale of Fairy World?
Here's the thing, Cronker's always right.
Cronker?
Isn't it? I said Cronker? Crocker. Crocker is always right. Every single time he gives that complicated explanation, he is correct.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We're gonna need a very cursed edit of Crocker combined with Kronk.
Yes. Or Conker.
Yes, I was already imagining it.
Hey, Olivia, can you draw a Crocker fused at Kronk?
Oh boy, yeah. Give me a few minutes.
I mean, I don't mean you have to do it now.
I'm doing it.
We're not going anywhere, Turner.
Alright, well this is now a crime.
If you're going to Fairy World, I don't think you're concerned about getting arrested.
Well, yeah, but I mean, also, furthermore, now I'm starting to think, how has Crocker never been arrested or on trial for suspicion of pedophilia? Like,
He's been arrested for things.
out of context
For
of what he
things.
does, like, he's just stalking children, or a specific child, even.
Well, there's that episode where a bunch of pictures of him in a dress get sent over the internet, included to his students, and he does get arrested at the end of that episode.
I see.
And
So
he's still a
maybe-
teacher.
Maybe he's got a pedophilia charge, and is still a teacher.
Alright, be honest with me, guys. Cindy and Jimmy or Cindy and Timmy?
Timmy and Jimmy.
Timmy and Jimmy.
Your future is cancelled.
Oh no, he's adapted to Twitter.
And this guy made some tweets in the past. It was 10 years ago, I'm sorry.
Goddard downloads Twitter and then immediately deletes Twitter.
They just ruined that squirrel's life. He's never getting back down to the ground. Squirrel's doing okay. That's all I wanted to see.
I am sorry, what?
Can't believe this was the finale of Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, Butch Hartman just stopped making stuff after this. Yeah, he left the
What are you
world
gonna do?
he left the world with a really good reputation, though. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? When he's dead, he's dead.
He went ghost. Butch Hartman really was a beast at animation. It's truly tough what happened to him.
It was just kind of like a step down each time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some people like Danny Phantom more than Fairly Odd Parents, but I don't. But I still liked it, you know, and then Tough Puppy, I was older, so I don't really like to say that it's worse, but it seemed worse.
I feel like Danny Phantom's strongest suit is that it was written by Butch Hartman, but its weakness is that it was written by Butch Hartman.
Here's the thing with Fairly Odd Parents versus Danny Phantom. It's just like, the longer you go down the line of, like, Fairly Odd Parents, obviously there is a quality decline, whereas Danny Phantom ended where it needed to end, and it was fine. Like,
That's true.
I think there are definitely earlier episodes of Fairly Odd Parents that I like more than episodes of Danny Phantom, but overall, like, as a whole, I like Danny Phantom better.
I do think if Butch Hartman had the opportunity to run it into the ground, he would have.
Oh, definitely.
People don't like to give him credit because of the person he is, but I mean, I do think he was a super talented writer.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like something happened. I don't know what. Maybe just got too big of a head. That happens to the best of them. No, it doesn't actually, but it happens to a lot of them. I shouldn't say to the best of them.
It happens to a lot of people.
But his old writing was like very charming.
Butch Hartman is not even like close to the worst person who's made stuff for Nickelodeon.
Oh, of course.
This is
not.
true.
He's not even the worst person attached to Fairly Odd Parents.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
We're gonna just leave it there.
Okay. Maybe I would if I took 5 seconds to think about it, but I don't know if it's obvious or not.
I think so.
I can't think of who Matt's talking about now, and that's bothering me so much. Just tell me.
Well, he played Timmy.
What? No. Oh. Tara Strong?
Yes.
Yes,
Tara Strong. No. Michael.
What?
In the movie.
Oh!
The movie.
Okay, eventually it's like...
Fire! That's okay, we're here to learn.
I love that becoming a fairy is just like the military. Like, there are other episodes where they have to go to, like, fairy training boot camp.
It's a dangerous job. You gotta be prepared.
Yeah, you never know.
H2O.
Oh, I love that show.
Just add water. I've seen a weird number of episodes of H2O, Just Add Water. Like, I saw a fucking lot of it.
I had a pretty like good chunk of mermaid phase dug deep into my childhood. It's just engraved into my childhood, just like a huge bold letters, mermaid phase.
Yeah, just too busy watching Zoe 101.
I watched Zoe 101.
I didn't really.
I loved Zoe 101.
I actually did like that show. Like, with Victorious and H2O, I was just attracted to every character.
Every character. The puppet included.
Yes.
What about the girl in my lab? I'm sorry about that, too. Hey! Play along, Toots.
Damn!
And that single line just ruined everything.
Do something, Fudgehead! Do something! Fudgehead!
That sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
I always knew you couldn't trust a Fudgehead!
Wow.
Now it really sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
That's just like, that becomes the slur Timmy's universe uses for Jimmy's universe.
Even though, like, I agree that, like, it's good to show Timmy in 3D, but I would, like, we all, like, you know, we agree that the model's a little bit uncanny. I do think Jimmy works really well in 2D.
I think in general it's just easier to convert things to 2D than 3D.
Yeah.
Like, converting a 3D model to 2D is so much easier than converting a 2D model to 3D.
Like, most of the time you do, like, a live-action remake of an animated product, it's like... Or a 2D product, I should say. It's super uncanny. Looking at you, Garfield.
I personally think they should have just tried harder to make Timmy look like he belonged in their universe. Like, give the man shoes! Give him shoes! Fuck!
Yo, hold on. Timmy can't have that kind of drip, alright?
Pay no attention to the fairies operating the suit!
You know, of course it'd be Cosmo that uses a slur.
I knew it wasn't plugged in.
How could he see that from there?
You know,
realizing
his
it.
smaller head. His smaller head gives him better vision.
I believe you mean his larger head.
Yes.
You just gotta plug it into the bi-flag outlet. You good.
I mean, it is Fairy World.
Yeah.
Better known as San Francisco.
It's kind of a cool thing with the crossover, too. They're not even really, like, meeting until the very end of the crossover. That's kind of unique.
Thanks, boy genius.
Don't mention it, average kid who no one understands.
And Timmy was once again rewarded for bad behavior.
The end.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped. I remember like this and the SpongeBob prehistoric episode. Those were like the two I was like so fucking pumped for on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
And then the SpongeBob prehistoric episode's just okay. You know, it's not actually that good.
The patchy stuff is good, but then when it gets to the actual SpongeBob segment, it's like, eh.
Was that like the one with the walk cycle?
No, that was the Lost episode. The Lost episode was good.
I was excited for that, but the walk cycle scared the fuck out of me.
Apparently did for other people too, I've heard that. The last episode wasn't as anticipated for me because I literally learned of it the night it was going to premiere. Where the prehistoric one, I was waiting like weeks for that. But the Lost episode, my brother told me it was going to come on. Like, oh, Lost episode, I want to see that. And we like just sat through a bunch of episodes of SpongeBob waiting for it to come on. And then the second the Lost episode was coming on, my mom told us it was time to go to bed. And we just begged her. But hold on, there's a happy ending. We just begged her to let us stay up and watch it. We begged her, and she was like, all right, fine. And she sat in the room with us. And then the walk cycle played, and she was just like, was that it? Is that what you were waiting for?
Well, no, it's great because like the walk cycle has some just straight up unsettling faces. Nothing's in the background. SpongeBob's not going anywhere. Like he is, but he's not. And
it's
then
like
there's one of the walk cycle where he looks like paranoid as shit, and I'm like, what's going on?
And the music doesn't help with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, shit. I kind of get a little bit of chills thinking about it, and it's not even that scary. It's I don't know. It fucked me up.
It is a tad uncanny. I'll admit that.
Sheen, why is this stuff a different color than the others?
Oh, that one was broken, so I fixed it using one of Jimmy's old lightning rods.
Is there just a hole in the school?
You may think you're the smartest kid in the entire universe, but I can do much, much better!
Okay, yeah, there is just like a hole in the roof.
Oh shit.
It was the only day I had free.
Friday the 13th is my birthday!
Why would he show that to Cronker? And why did Cronker not say anything?
Wait, all Friday the 13th are his birthday?
Yeah.
Cronker. You are teasing
his name. Olivia's just gonna draw millions of Crockers now.
You just use one.
Multiverse Cronker.
Into the Cronkerverse. Cronker, like the Cronker, is not even the one the movie focuses on. He's like a 10-second cameo.
Yeah.
He's the weird one that doesn't have an N in his name.
Timmy is an average kid.
No one fucking likes. See, Jimmy is so much more badass. Listen to his intro. They don't even care.
You know, I was actually super upset as a kid that they used this again.
Yeah, I think of it as like the theme song to Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Yeah,
I know. I was a child, so there's no logic to it. I was just like, how dare they?
I think as a kid, I actually mistook it for them. They did change. It's like, oh, they changed the animals. They don't.
Like, they have Calamitous and the Anti-Fairy. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it, right? The first one was just like they meet, and this one is their biggest enemies going up against each other.
Like, I mean, I've watched this before, but like, still, that's going hard.
This I swear!
Anti-Cosmo and Wanda might have a better relationship than normal Cosmo and Wanda.
Yeah. A little bit.
Because Cosmo and Wanda liked each other in part of season 1, and then from there on out, they seem to tolerate each other more than anything.
Yes, between your robot suit and
my diaper.
My diaper of doom.
Well, they've got a weirder thing going than Hugh and the mom do.
That we know of.
that character's just not in the series ever again.
He's dead.
I'm gonna finish you off all on my own.
Not if I can stick you with an anti-gravity disc first!
That was a pretty long sentence to let him say.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, he could have just stomped on Jimmy.
I mean, Calamitous' weakness is kind of,
He couldn't finish it. He couldn't finish him.
This universe makes my hips look fat!
What universe doesn't?
Yeah, not a very good relationship.
Ooh.
Is he just saying that Wanda's thick? Is that all he's saying?
I think he's saying Wanda's thick, but I don't think he means it as a compliment, you know? I
mean,
think
that's his
Cosmos
problem.
just, I think, yeah, I exactly.
What up, small headster?
How are you, big teethster?
Are we not going to talk about how Timmy is street enough to have his own, handshakes here?
Unless he fooled her into thinking he's really smart and really funny.
He's so smart! You're so funny!
How did Jimmy remember that one part? He was stalking
Don't worry
us.
about it.
There.
Don't worry about it.
Guys, could you give me a second? I need to ask Cindy something very important.
Would you guys fuck off?
Well, that's what they did. They fucked off.
They
Yeah,
did. They were good
fucking off.
wingmen.
Back off, Chad, you're cramping my style.
Wow, Timmy.
God.
They are... This is actually not okay that they keep saying that. Like, I remember in the first one, it's like, okay, they're being a little edgy, whatever, but, like, they need to fucking knock it off.
Yay, small-headed Timmy!
Oh, but we still like you too, big-headed Jimmy.
I feel like both specials, Jimmy gets so shit on, while every character likes Timmy.
Time to expose this faker once and for all!
Found you, faker.
Timmy exposed.
I'm Ted!
They said it again.
I can't not hear it anymore.
Have fun dancing with Sheen!
I'm sure he will have fun dancing with
Yeah.
Sheen.
I mean,
probably.
Shane's great
This
at
is where
dancing.
Jimmy can truly find himself. I do like how both Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents, like, their main antagonist is just like a really pathetic looking nerdy guy.
I might go, if you show me your lab.
Whoa. Slow down. Look, me and Olivia have been together for 11 years. And she hasn't even seen my lab yet, so.
No showing labs until after marriage. Calamitous looks kind of cute in this style. He's just so small. Like, he's already so small, but it's just like...
I think
just
a
looks
lot
like
of
a
these
little
characters
bobblehead.
look really good in 2D. To me, the only character that's like somewhat off in 2D is Sheen.
Finished!
Man, those high-fiber energy bars we supermodels eat zip right through you!
I'd like Jimmy to have a win just once. Like Michael's right. Jimmy's just been taking the L this whole time.
Make me best friends with Morgan Freeman!
Oh, that's an interesting reference. Hey, it wasn't like Ultra Lord, it was just an actual celebrity. That threw me off.
Maybe Morgan Freeman is Ultra Lord.
Maybe.
Calamitous is so small, I want to put him in my pocket. I want to take this old man, just put him in a pocket.
You want to kidnap this old man and put him in your pocket?
Yeah. He's so small.
And now let's pause a moment as I perform the in-your-face dance. In your face, in your face, in your face.
Every now and then, a Hartman joke comes through Jimmy, and it throws me off, and I love it.
In your face!
I don't like how thick Anti-Cosmo is.
I don't want to have to confront those feelings.
See, you couldn't do this in Jimmy's world. That would look too painful.
Circle the globe at hypersonic speeds to stop its rotation! Tomorrow will never come! It will be Friday the 13th every day, and bad luck will reign forever!
Stopping the Earth's rotation would, like, utterly wreck everything.
Oh, yeah.
Hey! Whoa! Watch it, Ted!
Hey, whoa, Cosmo.
They just won't fucking stop. I've lost a lot of respect for the people involved with the show.
Ugh.
And I can't change the calendar!
Because that's how calendars work.
See, it made sense in the Christmas episode, because that was magic.
But wouldn't it be cool to see Jimmy and Codename Kid Next Door?
They did that with
Yes.
Billy and Mandy. You
I
remember
mean,
that
Billy and Mandy
crossover?
is a Cartoon Network, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that is definitely weird a crossover. It's just, Jimmy's inventions are so close to being like a Codename Kids Next Door invention.
Right. I mean, I like that they did that one, but I will say I don't think it works like quite as well as this one. It was just kind of two popular Cartoon Network shows. There was not like this one. It just felt like you have to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney Channel was upstaging Nickelodeon on crossovers at this point. They had the most crossovers.
They had Sweet Life of That's So Sweet Life with Hannah Montana. And then they had
hold on.
They had like Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana too.
Hey, they also had the Aladdin and Hercules crossover first.
They had a lot of Lilo and Stitch crossovers.
Lilo and Stitch crossed over with like 4 different shows.
That was disturbing. He went through his asshole.
I can't have you avenging your boyfriend's demises.
Calamitous said polyamory.
Calamitous had the right idea. We've been debating this for all of 2 seconds last episode, but he's got it. He's figured it out.
Yo, there's that dinosaur from the PC game.
I think Jordan they translated right because the eyes don't stick out of his head, you know?
Yeah, no, he's a character that translates normally to 3D.
I wonder if they could have done Timmy without the eyes sticking out. I think that would have done it, but I mean, I think the mouth is a problem too.
Just kiss already.
High five!
See, that's a lot more than a kiss right there. Imagine people lock lips all the time, but imagine locking eyes.
Touching eyes is the most deep form of intimacy.
Everyone knows eyes are the greatest erogenous zone.
Quite right. Jorgen, turn her into a goldfish.
Sorry, blonde girl.
I think that fish model has appeared in a previous episode.
Take my hand, Turner. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of intimacy.
Oh man, it's just all adding up more and more.
I was about to say, we keep joking about it, but I think Jimmy and Timmy are a thing.
They just keep writing the jokes for us.
I can't dance with a fish!
You know, that's just Timmy's excuse. Oh, I can't dance with a fish. I have to go with Jimmy, I guess. Not my fault.
Gonna have to go with a fudge head.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here's my Twitter.
Summon your computer programs! Call your friends!
They've been called computer programs this whole time. Why didn't Timmy understand that?
I'm riding hot over you. All these pork by products have got me feeling blue.
This is just the equivalent of Daddy, would you like some sausage?
I wish Jimmy Turner was gone!
I wish he said Dad.
Yeah.
I wish.
You just can't say dead, can ya?
That feels like standards and practices going, no, Jimmy can't say he wishes Timmy was dead.
Right.
He can say gone, but not dead.
That was my favorite when I was younger.
I like the first one more just because I kind of like the simplicity of the first one, but I do like this one too. I don't know, I think the first one sets up a really simple story, but that's the right way to go with a crossover like that. Where this one, it feels like it's throwing a lot at you within an hour, but I still like it. Because, like, the anti-fairies almost feel kind of weird at a point, because, like, the last fourth of the special, they're not even part of it. As we jump into this final commentary, I do want to say we've, like, with all of the horrible things that were said by Cosmo throughout this, I do think we need to acknowledge a Halloween costume that Matt wore in the past.
Are you saying I did fudge face?
I'm not saying that you didn't do it.
My dad's making me move this refrigerator off the lawn to make room for our new outhouse I just built.
I liked you more when you were voiced by Malcolm in the Middle.
So I'm placing myself in suspended animation until the 24th century, where, if I'm right, mankind will be so far advanced, I'll be welcomed like a long-lost brother.
They're gonna be worse. It's gonna get so much worse.
They're gonna say even more slurs.
He's gonna wake up in the apocalypse. Everyone's dead. His dreams will be
Kanye West
crushed.
and Andrew Tate are gonna be the norm.
There's gonna be Kanye West clones walking around everywhere.
It's gonna be the Kanye
And the old one's
family.
gonna die.
The old one's gonna
See if
die.
you can see if you can spot a shiny West.
There's a big crowd of Kanye's spotting the shiny West.
No way, Brainzilla. I'm Sydney's love puppet.
Interesting phrase to use there.
Yeah, no, the teeth don't work. Like, just Timmy's buck teeth, it works. But the whole front row does not work.
There's a live-action Fairly Odd Parents movie that displays that pretty well.
Were the models in the live-action movie the same as the ones from this? Because they looked practically identical.
His hair can do that?
Yeah.
Do you know what this means? Do you? Do you?
No.
I know absolutely nothing.
Is it me or does like this intro look older and older each time?
I can't imagine why.
Yeah,
I mean, no shit, but like you can up-res it.
That's true.
It feels like this was like they animated it the first time and we got like the clean animation, and this is just like they found that file in a folder and put it back into the program.
Because yeah, that's cleaner than they are. The Jimmy Timmy 3. Isn't he more of like a rival than a antagonist? Well, than a villain?
I honestly forgot this character existed until now.
I mean, he's a rich kid. He was born a villain.
I forgot this kid existed until he showed up in the series.
I can't believe you used science to transmute his gasoline into sugar water, deactivate his missiles, and give him chicken pox.
And I can't believe you used Cosmo and Wanda to fill his cockpit with bees, turn his assistant into a pig, and fill his shorts with hot fudge.
Yeah, those are war crimes.
Nothing like committing war crimes with your new best friend.
Unless society must have advanced so much that all of this familiar stuff is how my mind is processing it, so I can understand it.
You know, AJ, for a genius, you're pretty fucking stupid. You could just assume you were taken out of the device early, but no, you're gonna go with this for the entire fucking special, aren't you?
To be fair, in a few minutes he gets taken to Jimmy's world, and from then it's pretty believable that he is in the future.
That's true.
I'm not gonna sit here and lose my best friend to some f***headed whippy dip.
Oh my god, they say it so much!
I'm like catnip to those boys.
They poop on you in a box?
Oh man. Let's not even get started with that one.
Okay, so now I would like to take this time to talk about Jimmy's keyboard. Which is, what the fuck is that? Those ain't letters.
It just has words. No, it has words.
My question is just, how does he type with that shit? What is he typing?
He doesn't. You know, I would have watched the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour where they, like, waged an absolute war.
Like Retroville and Dimsdale go to war.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. I think you should make a 4th Jimmy Timmy Power Hour just for that.
The main villain is Dinkelberg.
It's all over. I was gonna say it's all over Cindy, but it can't be if Dinkelberg's the enemy.
It's Dinkelberg and the Yokelands. They team up.
Like, I can see that, though. You know, how has it not been the Yokians? How did we avoid that for, like, 3 specials?
Well, enjoy this 3D, because it's the last you're gonna see of it for, like, the rest of the special, minus, like, a 5-second clip.
I believe at this point DNA Studios was going under, so that's why there's not much CG. Like, there is a good reason there's not much CG in this one.
I like the 2D more than the CG, to be honest, but I did feel like the balance was a little bit disturbed.
Are you the future of mall security?
That's right, I'm Paul Blart Mall Cop.
You must have typed adaptable instead of adoptable.
Well, maybe if you had letters on your keyboard, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
How'd you like it if I took away what made you special? Like your genius?
And how do you propose to do this?
Jimmy, you've done that before.
Yeah, I'm loopy.
The big truck is gonna eat the little trucks!
See, that works a little better. He's doing Butch Hartman jokes, but it's because he's not a genius anymore.
Yeah.
Timmy will be just an average kid who no one understands.
Somebody should write a song about that.
That's a reference to the Jimmy Neutron intro.
Yes, the steam really cleans out my evil pores. Hey, what was that?
They're just Jimmy and Timmy deserve to die at this point.
They're like actually terrible people in this one.
Yeah. And he was just nice to the one guy who was scared in there, you know? Like, this guy's not that bad of a guy.
Cosmo and Wanda's powers don't work under a butterfly net, buckethead.
That sounds like a different slur.
Jimmy Timmy just out here inventing new slurs.
Guys, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. I consider this the canonical conclusion of both these shows.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll adapt that into my system of beliefs.
It was the actual ending of Jimmy Neutron, right?
There were a few episodes that got dumped after this.
Oh, okay.
Like technically they were not airing new episodes, but 3 new episodes got dumped after this had come out. This was the last one produced.
Okay. I think they go down in quality each time, I'm sorry.
I honestly, I kind of liked the third one. I think it was fun to see Jimmy and Timmy being friends and doing stuff together.
I want to make it clear, I don't think that the third one's bad. I just think that it's the least interesting to me.
Yeah, it almost could have been like 22 minutes.
Right, it feels like, yeah, it's stretching out the story, and it's also just like, I guess I haven't changed at all in this aspect. It's like, yeah, it does feel kind of one-sided with the crossover. Like, I don't know, the other two felt like they did such a good job balancing the two worlds out, while this one, it didn't really, and it felt like it was trying to meet halfway with, like, the 2D models having, like, a little bit of 3-dimension to them, but no, it's still fairly Odd Parents. And yeah, I don't know, I think that it's cool seeing Chester and AJ get the 3D model treatment, but use them so little, it's like, what was even the point?
Yeah, well, like Matt said, the studio was in a bad place, I guess, so that would make sense.
And that's fair. I mean, I think there's often a reason for, like, a problem that you have with something, there's often a reason for it, but yeah, I still don't like the fact that we spend all of our time in Timmy's world.
Oh yeah, that makes... Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's not just them being lazy, you know, like...
I don't think it is. I mean, the 2D animation is certainly not lazy, it's just,
I think it is the weakest of the 3, but I still like it. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad they made it.
I like it too. I definitely do think. I think it's like good to end it kind of like a trilogy, and it does like it's like all 3 of them do something different. The first one they barely interact. The second one they're enemies. The third one they're friends. Like that's a nice contrast between all 3 of them. But I do think that the first 2, it feels like the story's changing throughout the whole thing. You know, where in this one it feels like they chose what they wanted to focus on really early, and they do stretch it out.
I don't know, but like I said, it's nice seeing Jimmy and Timmy, like, team up.
The third one is the least amount of times they say that one thing, though.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I never was. The best thing to come out of this was the villain.
Yeah, I do like the villain, though. I will give it that. I do like the...
I don't know, I just...
I think the villain stands out.
Like, even though we do have, you know, Jimmy and Timmy being friends, I don't know.
Alright.
I'm just glad Shirley got a happy ending.
I think maybe I guess I just wanted more of both universes. And yes, I know that what Michael said is, and what you guys are saying is there, just, I don't know, having an original villain, the original villain's great, mind you. I guess, I don't know, it just kind of takes away from the crossover ever so slightly. To me.
I guess I get that.
I get it, but it does. I get like the desire to make an original villain too, especially when you already went through the show's like most prominent villains. Granted, like from the Fairly Odd Parents side, like I was surprised going through this again. Vicky really does only have that one.
You know
scene.
what? But here's the thing, though, is you brought up during this one that like they didn't use the Yokians, and I think the Yokians and the Pixies would have been a better choice.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I agree.
That would have made sense.
I mean, but then again, that would have to get rid of the villain in this one, and that one, I just like it. So I'm at a weird catch-22, right? Of where I don't like this one as much, but like what we got out of it was worth it.
If these two shows had just like combined and been one show from here on out, that would be a really good show.
I mean, it would have been a better ending than what both shows did, probably.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Neutron, just from the sounds of it, I mean, I guess we'll see from Matt's retrospective video if there's something unique about the ending, but from Jimmy Neutron, it just kind of sounds like it ended. In Fairly Odd Parents, it took the Simpsons route.
Yeah.
I think the problem also with this final one is it's a lot of like butchisms that I'm not a fan of. So
yeah, I do see that too. But give me broad thoughts. What was it like revisiting this trilogy?
Sorry, I just had to kill a spider. It was fun. I had a good time. Not killing the spider.
The first one was my favorite to rewatch. The second one was still fun to rewatch. This last one, I mean, I kind of feel the same way about it as I did when I was a kid. I was like looking forward to it. I watched it. I didn't hate it, but I was disappointed.
I appreciate the first one way more than I ever did. I mean, I liked the first one, but the second one was my favorite. I feel like they're on equal footing. And unfortunately, the third one, my opinion, has not changed. Well, no, you know what? I actually like the third one, because I used to hate it, so...
Yeah, I think all three are extremely good episodes. I think these are among the best episodes of both shows.
Okay.
I have a fun time with all of them.
But I would agree with that for the first one. I think the first Jimmy Timmy Power Hours,
absolutely.
I think it'd be in the top 10 for both shows. The second one
unquestionably
is a hard maybe. The third one, no, but it'd be in the top 30 for both shows.
Here's my problem with I agree with Matt, but that's only because, the last half of Fairly Odd Parents is god-awful.
I think if I was gonna say, top 10, I could think of enough Fairly Odd Parents episodes that I like more than this one. And the second Power Hour I like, too. I don't know. The first one, like I said, I think it works in its simplicity.
Yeah, I get that.
I think the thing about the first one is it's definitely... Here's the thing, right? The first one is good because it talks about how, different and separate they are. So, you have that contrast. The second one is literally watching them work together, even utilizing writers from both sides and making jokes from both sides that we did not have in the first one, which is why I majorly appreciate the second one almost more than the first, because, like I said, the Hartmanisms coming from Jimmy is freaking hilarious.
I think the first one feels like this is a crossover episode. We are meeting, we're saying hello, we're having a fun adventure, the end. And the other two feel like they want these two universes to just, coexist all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just know each other, they're just friends now.
Yeah.
They both just throw slurs,
Yeah, it's okay.
Jimmy gives Timmy the F pass.
Yeah. The head pass.
Whoa!
Come on.
It's okay, I also have the pass. Don't worry about it.
Don't look into it.
Don't check my records.
Anyways, here's Mitzi's Twitter.
I like the interactions between, all the second characters, not the main characters, all the friends and, the fairies and stuff like that. I enjoy Cosmo's interactions with Sheen and Carl the most. Not only with the fucking hot dog scene, which made me lose my shit as a child, but also the part where Cosmo's just like, finally, a llama wish. Like, he's been waiting for this his whole life, and he just needed to cross dimensions.
You know, the hot dog scene made me laugh really hard as a kid, but it didn't even make me laugh because of Sheen and Cosmo. It made me laugh because of how angry that made Jordan. Just like, why is it upsetting Jordan so much?
There's a G in his name, Michael. It's Jorgen. Jorgen with a G.
Cronker.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. I think that I don't remember if Matt exactly said it, but if they did just make this into a show of its own, you didn't even have to change the name. It could have still just been the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though it wouldn't have been an hour, but
yeah, you might change it to like the Jimmy Timmy half hour.
Yeah.
Yo, like a lot of the variety hours, like back in the day that had that, did not have an hour, so it's like whatever.
Including my own, I had a Makal's variety hour, and that is not an hour long.
Yeah.
Mitzi's ASMR hour is not yet an hour long.
But it will be one day.
One day when I complete it.
None of them are bad.
No.
Nope, I love all of them. And it was a great time revisiting them with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, cue the Worlds Collide song from SpongeBob.
When worlds collide, you'll laugh so hard, you'll swear you died. When worlds collide, hold my hand, I'll be your guide. When worlds collide, buckle up for the sweetest ride, and prepare to have your mind blown wide. When worlds collide, when...
Yo, check it out!
You all are a bunch of fudge heads.